Hi, good day. Welcome to CMS. We'll continue explaining the quantity surveying in the CMS. We're still in the finishing work. We finished already the internal finishing and partition work, which is also part of the internal finishing. Now we'll talk about how we'll calculate the external finishing work with the CMS software. If we click on the external finishing, CMS will direct us for the external finishing page. We'll find here also the upper button related to the how to traveling through CMS pages. This button is to how to traveling through the external finishings types. First step, you have to insert the finishing types for the external finishing here, the same as we did before in the internal finishing and the partition and the block and whatever. We have first to present all the finishing types which inside our project specification to CMS. How we'll do this one? We'll enter here only all the finishing types. We'll start here with the background of the walls, because the external finishing here in the CMS, it's considering only the walls. The other external finishing, it will be for the external work in CMS, and later we'll see how to insert all this in CMS. We're concentrating now on the walls only for external finishing. So we have the background for these walls, either it will be a plaster or shoot plaster or another type of plaster as we discussed before. We have also a cladding, we can make external cladding for the walls, and we have a fine finishing which can be any kind of paints. So we'll identify here or we will present here all the types of the background or cladding or fine finishes and paints. That's the first step, to identify or to present all our type of finishings. Next step is to choose the finishing type for each space as we did before. Plaster and we have some spaces with plaster and paints, so we'll identify it separately. You have another spaces with the cladding or another type of paint or another type of stone or GRC or whatever. We'll identify it one by one in each type table. So we have to choose the finishing type for each space. Then we'll insert the location and sizes of units sharing the same type of finishings. That means any areas or any locations have the same type of finishing for the external work, we'll add it here in one table together. But we cannot mix with another types. If you have an area with plaster and Jota Shield acrylic paint, we have to add these areas only in this table. If you have another area with a stone or another type like GRC or stone or whatever, we'll add it in another table. How to do this one? By very easy way. If we are talking about finishing of paint, that means you have a background of plaster if it is there according to the specification. So we'll choose first the background, then we'll choose the type of paint, which is here Jota Shield acrylic or whatever. Then we'll add here the length and the height of each according to the project elevations. So according to our design, we'll see the elevation, what is the type of the finishing for each part. We'll take it one by one. We'll go for E1, which is plaster and paint, so we'll add it here. E2, E3, E4, whatever we have from the finishing type, we'll take it directly and insert it. For the different type of the external finishing, you can add it directly in the description. You will choose it later for each table as we informed it before. We can also add the locations here for our reference. If we need to come back again to check or to change, we can by easy way we will come back. We'll enter here the length and the height for each piece and or for each item, and the repetition if there is any repetition for this. Also, if we have in the elevation like a facade, like a project facade or whatever, any kind of opening, you will enter here the opening by areas only. The same we'll do for all type of finishing in the project. At the end, CMS will give us the areas for each type of the project external finishing. That's the way, by very easy way to enter any type of finishing. Only the same CMS will calculate all together and will separate all kinds of finishing separately and will give you that the area or the quantity directly. That's how to insert the external finishing work in CMS.